So a bit of a change of pace, Helen, because yesterday we were on the 2020 S1000 XR.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're on the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650.
Yep.
Okay, that'll be where the break is. So this video is part of a series of videos where we're looking at long-term reports on the Royal Enfield Interceptor. You can see some of the other videos up there where we've compared it to a variety of other bikes, including W800, Triumph Street Twin, Moto Guzzi. But this video is just about what the pillion thinks. So Helen, what do you think?
Well, I think this is a really cool looking bike. I think it's really fun. But I have to say, I've never been as uncomfy as I've been today.
Now, to be fair, we had a little, I think it was a Herald, wasn't it, that we took locally just up some back roads, and I think you were more uncomfortable then.
Yeah, I was.
But it was only a short journey. You know, we've done about 80 miles so far, haven't we? We're still on this trip. The ironic thing is, I'm finding this more kind of relaxing than that XR was yesterday, because we're able to just pull off anywhere, aren't we?
Yeah.
And just kind of stop on really wobbly, gravelly tracks. And I know that's down to my confidence really, but on the XR it's quite high up. It's especially when we've got the weight of the two of us on there, and you're on an off camber, gravelly lay-by.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a bit chary about moving it, but this, you just kind of zoom in, stop, and have a look around. And we've stopped and said hello to the cows and loads of places we've been stopping, haven't we? Because we really like exploring villages and back roads and stuff, don't we?
Yeah.
But I thought this could be the bike that makes it perfect for us.
It's really good in so many ways, and it's great if you're for a pillion, if you're just going for very short. I mean, up to half an hour is fine, I would say.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's not good when you go over 10 or 15 miles is because of a number of reasons, really. You're sat very with your leg at a very acute angle. Mm-hmm. Even though I've only got very short legs, I haven't got any space. So my legs are really, like I say, at an acute angle, which puts pressure on your knees. And then because you haven't really got anything to anchor yourself to and nothing to hold, you slide around in the seat slightly, which knocks you slightly off balance, especially you slide forward. Then you feel like you want to lift yourself up and back, but because it's only a small bike with two people on it, you're conscious of the fact that by doing that, you can only do it on a very dead straight bit of road because you're unsettling the balance of the bike.
There was a few times you really pushed against me. I was like, oh! Yeah,
because I just feel unbalanced on it the whole time.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like I've got enough room and I'm too cramped. So it's fine for short distance because it's really good fun. And if you're just popping into town or whizzing 5 or 10 miles, absolutely fine.
I mean, that distance you're saying is getting shorter as well. I don't think you realised how far we got before things started to get too much, and then it all spiralled out of control for you, really, didn't it? I mean, I remember about 50 miles, and we'd stopped once then anyway.
Yeah.
But about 50 miles, you were like, oh, actually, yeah, you're really enjoying it. And but then once like the ache set in, you're 5'3", aren't you? So you're not tall. You're relatively long-legged for your height, but still not got really long legs.
No.
But you have problems with your knee sometimes, don't you?
Yeah.
Has it been that one that's been giving you the jip?
Yeah, my bad knee, which is quite sore because of a running injury, is the one that is the most painful. I just think even if I didn't have a bad knee, the fact that my knees are bent at such an angle would cause problems over time.
Yeah.
It's a bike you can enjoy for short bursts, then you have to get off, stretch your legs.
Do you think somebody maybe smaller or, dare I say it, younger might get on with it all right?
If you're a bit more supple than me, because I'm not supple at all. So if you're a bit more supple, a bit smaller, but we're just less kind of cronky, then I'm sure you'd find it fun. I think most people on the back would agree that it's fine for a short distance.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be, isn't it? You haven't. Yeah. It's a small bike.
It's not a European tour, isn't it?
No, of course it isn't. So
I think I remember before, like the 50 or 60 mile mark, where you started to kind of seize up, even though we've been stopping. Remember before that, I'd been saying to you, so what? Because you said, didn't you, while we're going around, this would be a lovely bike to have in Norfolk and just hop between coastal towns. And you're right, because I just love pottering around. Even actually, we're behind some traffic, weren't we? Just drifting along at 60. And I suddenly realised I just couldn't be bothered to overtake. On the XR yesterday, it was go, 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 go. And obviously you can ride anything as slow as you like, but this just makes me so relaxed to ride it. But yeah, you said about hopping around Norfolk, and we were saying it'd be lovely in Devon as well. But what about getting there? And you said, well, as long as you took plenty of breaks on the way down there, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
You still say that?
I think, yeah, just, for me, my maximum is about half an hour, then I didn't need quite a long break to just get my legs working again, then get back on, which means any kind of length of trip would be. So if all you're doing is, you know, I was saying the North Norfolk coast would be a nice place to take it just because there's lots of villages that you can stop at and have a wander around, get back on again. If you've got no particular distance to reach in a day and you're just pottering about and you've got the flexibility of time just to be able to get off, have a wander around. It's because you're cramped, it's because you're gripping on, it puts pressure on bits that mean that you just need to get off and stretch and then get back on. It's not a bike you can just sit there for hours on. No, and it wasn't helped really by you having that big rucksack, but most of the time that was sitting on just kind of the rear grab rail, was it? So it wasn't a disaster for you, but I think you had that rucksack on because we originally had the SW Motec Legend luggage on, which looks great, works great. It's been really useful in all the videos we've been doing because I've been able to carry my camera kit and snacks and everything like that, all the important things. And you can get on with it, but it pushes your feet on this bike because it's quite compact. Just can't get the luggage far enough back, or I couldn't, for you to be able to get your feet properly planted on the pegs. So your feet were forward, so you couldn't even take any of your weight off your bum. And we actually set off, didn't we? Stopped off at Greg's to get a picnic and turned around and went back to swap the luggage over, didn't we? Because you were saying, I'm not going to be able to go that far. I've ridden it before with that luggage on and did manage, but I can only rest the very back of my heel on the foot peg, which means that you just have to grip on.
Also, there was barely anything in that luggage then. This time, both panniers were completely full. Because we had all the, we got all the mics and all that rubbish to do this. And then on the other side, obviously, it was full of Greg's. So, I mean, the luggage looks great, works really well with it. But on this bike with two up, it's just...
I'd say luggage just for when it's just one person.
When Angie went on as well, she struggled a little bit.
Yeah, the luggage really looks cool. And it's fine if it's just you on there.
Yeah. So if it was... Maybe I'd put a rear rack on it or something with a big hamper. I love how I can just get my feet down, I can put it anywhere, I can move. I mean, yesterday, when I was moving the XR around to get it in position to set up for the pillion video, it took me ages, didn't it? And I was, this has got some weight to it, and it leant over so far. This thing leans way over on that stand, and it's a pain in the garage because then it keeps bashing against my bike. So you have to be really careful, it just keeps going and going. But it's so low, you don't care. And even with you on it, so two up on the bike, obviously you're not heavy, but with you on it, it's still completely controllable. So for me, it's a beautiful exploring bike. And I've not done mega miles on it, but I'm quite happy doing, a couple 100-mile days, for a blast down somewhere quick, for a meeting, come back. So a couple 100 miles in as quick as you can do it, really. And, I'm looking forward to doing more, but it's not a distance tourer. And I think it's a Sunday fun blast, isn't it? It's got all, it's not slow, is it? We had no problems on the motorway. We were fine on the motorway. It'll sit happily plenty more than the motorway speeds.
On the back roads.
On the back roads as well. And when we were overtaking stuff, it's got everything you need. Brakes work great. The engine just feels lovely. It fuels well. There's no hesitation, no surging. It handles well. Finally, I've got those Hagon shocks on, which I've been saying I'm going to fit for ages, but I kept holding off because I was comparing this bike to other bikes, so it wasn't fair to put those on. As soon as I put them on, I could definitely feel the back was less harsh. In fact, it shows up more how harsh the front forks are. The suspension is made to a budget on this bike, obviously. The Hagon shocks, they're not top-end expensive shocks. They're really good value, but they certainly made it a bit more compliant at the back for me. And actually, I just think they look better because they had the remote reservoirs on the original shocks. These are just nice, clean, simple, plain shocks. So these Hagons, I think, are worth having. They're about 220 quid, something like that. They helped it. It's been a while since we rode it with the original shocks. I
Yeah.
think you noticed, didn't you, that it didn't feel quite as choppy and smacking into your bum and johnny. And actually, you've got a bad back at the moment, haven't you, as well? And you haven't been complaining about your back. It's
No.
been your knees. So it's definitely working. You know,
Yeah.
I think I really would like to have one of these. It's a shame it's not something we could share as much as I thought we'd be able to. But I don't think there's really anything I could do to make it something you'd love more.
I would love it on short journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when we
I'd
went
love
out
it
with
for
Roger
20
and
minutes,
Kathy for
half
the
an hour.
evening, we did how long were we out then? Probably 40, 45 minutes?
Yeah, but more than that, I'd say.
Yeah. And how were you then? Were you suffering?
Yeah.
You just didn't dare say in front of Kathy, did
Yeah.
you? Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a longer ride, but we've broken it up more. Is there anything that I could maybe make the seat higher?
No,
Big pillow?
it's a cool bike for one person and for two people at a push on occasion.
Okay, on short journeys.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. I'll stick to riding it on my own more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right for flexible dwarfs.
So Georgie, you're 4'5", and I'd say you're pretty flexible, aren't you?
Yeah.
What do you think of the Interceptor 650?
I like it and I like how it goes fast, but the bags get in my way so I can't really put my feet on the pegs.
What about the seat? Does that feel okay?
Yeah, the seat, I think, I wasn't really paying much notice of the seat, but yeah, I think it's really comfy.
What were you paying notice of?
The outside, well, everywhere around me.
Now, if those bags weren't in your way, do you think the pegs are okay, or did your legs feel squashed?
The pegs are okay, but I like the other bike pegs more.
Which one?
Like the green bike.
The Kawasaki ZX6R?
Yeah,
Why do you like that better?
because I like the colour and I like how it looks and how it feels.
That's an awesome pillion opinion. Thank you, Georgie.
That's okay.